Broadband networks. They have rapidly become an essential part of everyone's daily life and work, here in Virginia and across the nation. Businesses, government agencies, and regular citizens. We all rely on the instantaneous access to people and information this technology provides. And we also rely on the same handful of commercial broadband data networks to carry all that data and communication.
In emergencies, however, where whole communities are affected, these commercial broadband networks can be overloaded and inaccessible to everyone, including first responders dealing with that emergency.
From lessons learned through many past natural and man-made disasters, Congress mandated a dedicated public safety broadband network be built across the nation.
As part of the Middle Class Tax Relief and Job Creation Act of 2012, the legislation provides federal resources to aid in that effort, including allocating a segment of the public radio spectrum to construct the network, providing $7 billion in funding for the network's development and deployment, creating a federal authority to develop system standards, technologies, and services that will comprise this network. The authority created by the Act is the First Responder Network Authority, FirstNet for short, and it's part of the National Telecommunications and Information Administration, or NTIA. FirstNet is responsible for managing the design, deployment, and operation of this broadband network that will support federal, state, tribal, and District of Columbia first responders.
FirstNet will provide each state with a recommended state network plan that will interoperate with the nationwide network. Each state will have the choice to either opt into FirstNet's recommended state network plan or opt out and develop their own network plan for a statewide first responder dedicated broadband network that's connected to and compatible with FirstNet.
Here's how the decision process works. In January 2016, FirstNet released a request for proposals for the design, build, deployment, and operation of the network. The request for proposals incorporated data collected from every state related to the coverage, capacity, and broadband usage. Based upon the responses to the request for proposals, FirstNet selected AT&T as its partner in creating the nationwide network. AT&T has created a draft network plan for the nationwide network and every state, territory, and District of Columbia. Every state will have the opportunity to review the respective draft state plans and provide comments, concerns, and questions back to FirstNet.
Several public safety and technology state agencies will review the draft plan and provide feedback and possibly more data to FirstNet to improve the final plan. Additionally, the statewide Interoperability Executive Committee, comprising public safety communications experts from localities across the Commonwealth, will provide their feedback on the plan. AT&T may or may not incorporate into their proposed plan for our state the feedback Virginia's agencies provided them.
Regardless, AT&T through FirstNet will submit a final plan for Virginia as well as the whole nationwide network. Once that happens, the Virginia plan will go through another review process through the same state agencies that reviewed the draft plan previously.
This time, the state only has 3 months to review the AT&T plan for the state and come to a final decision on whether to accept the plan as it is or not.
Essentially, to opt into FirstNet or to opt out of FirstNet.
If the state, through the governor's office, decides to accept the state plan for Virginia's part of the network, then FirstNet and AT&T will move forward and build out Virginia's part of the nationwide network. If the Commonwealth decides not to accept the AT&T's plan for Virginia, the Commonwealth can opt out of that plan. If Virginia decides to opt out, we still must provide a dedicated broadband data network for our first responders statewide, and that network must be fully compatible with the nationwide network being built by AT&T. That requirement was mandated by the 2012 federal law. Virginia will then have 6 months to develop its own alternative plan for its first responder broadband network that meets the requirements of the federal First Responder Network Authority.
Funding for Virginia's first responder dedicated broadband network is not provided in federal legislation. As things stand right now, it's expected that FirstNet will have released its draft state plan by late June of this year, which means at the earliest, a final decision may happen in late 2017, with construction beginning in 2018 if the Commonwealth opts into the FirstNet plan. If Virginia decides to pursue its own plan, implementation would be later.
Real-time access to essential information is critical to successfully meeting the public safety needs of Virginia's communities in any emergency.
Having access to the best, most current, and accurate information during an emergency means
We can respond better and with the right resources,
in the right locations,
with the right capability.
That translates into lives saved and damage minimized or even prevented.
A safe, secure, and fast broadband data network available when and wherever it's needed by those who need it the most. That's the vision for Virginia's public safety broadband network. To learn more, visit firstnet.gov/VA.